It's incredibly hard to become one of the best in track and field because you're not only competing against the other athletes, you're also competing against the record books. That means you're going to have to chase behind the ghosts of all the legendary athletes who've come before you. And if you are a high school girl who happens to be in the front of the race in any distance event, you are going to get compared to Caitlyn Tuohy because Caitlyn Tuohy was special. Not just because she won, but because when she did it, she would win big. She won championships that are way too numerous to name in cross country, indoor, and outdoor track. And the only way to sum up her high school career is with one sentence: that Gatorade named her the National Female High School Athlete of the Year while she was a sophomore. And I didn't say anything about a sport because that didn't matter in their eyes. So it's safe to say that if you can break any of her records, then you have to go down as one of the best of the best. And apparently, that is what Sadie Engelhardt is doing right now. Because at the Hoka Festival of Miles, which is technically a high school event that also hosts a professional section, she went out and broke the high school national record in the 1600. A record that used to be her own from a few weeks before. That means she had to take it from somebody, and yes, Caitlyn Tuohy is on that list. Her performance is only a shock to anybody who doesn't follow high school track and field. When I stumbled into the results and saw what she did, my first thought is, that is why she's the #1 recruit in the SEA top 10 for her class. She entered this school year as the best recruit across all of the events. But if you really want to hold on to that title, you're gonna have to break a record at some point. The truth is that we have a pretty good idea now about what greatness at the high school level actually looks like, because Caitlyn Tuohy wrote the blueprint and left it behind for everybody. It's probably why Parker Valby eventually caught up to her in college, and now has decided to take the torch and run even faster with it. But records are made to be broken, and Sadie Engelhardt clearly understands that. I'm not legitimately trying to say that she is the second coming of Caitlyn Tuohy, but we had better appreciate the greatness she's given us, because it's the closest thing we might see for a while. But if you're new here, I have to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, the founder of SBArecruiting.com, where I rank the best high school track and field recruits in the entire nation. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comments section, because I try to read them all. The thing about Sadie Engelhardt that reminds me of Caitlyn so much is that she is a distance running superstar who has been basically since the moment she showed up at the high school level, competing out of the state of California. I could rattle off all of her high school accomplishments, but you already know there's a whole bunch of them, so we ain't got time for that. As a sophomore, she was already the fastest high school girl in her class in the mile as well as the 3200. But this year, she's the fastest girl in the entire nation as a junior, in the 800 as well as the mile. And for all the stat nerds out there, she's the fastest in whatever variation of the mile you want to look up. The 1600, the 1500, the mile itself, because remember, I'm the guy who does the high school national rankings, and they can get confusing. But I'm trying to say that she's always been the best high school distance runner in her recruiting class. But now, she's got a pretty good claim to being the best track and field athlete regardless of event. She signed an NIL deal with New Balance because that is a thing now for basically all the top distance runners. And on top of that, she doesn't even run at high school level events anymore. At least not all the time. Sometimes she's in races with the pros because, well, you need a better challenge when you get that good. Which leads me now to lay out the circumstances behind her record-breaking performance at the Festival of Miles, because it was not normal. That track meet brings together some of the best high school distance runners throughout the entire nation. You should probably figure that out from the name. And just a few weeks before, at the Sac Invitational, Sadie Engelhardt went out and broke the 1600 outdoor high school record. The same record that we're still talking about. And when the high school 1600 went off at the Hoka Festival of Miles, somebody went out and broke the high school national record in the 1600 again. But it wasn't Sadie. It was actually Ali Zealand who pulled it off from the class of 2024. She's committed to Liberty University and entered this school year as a high-level 4-star recruit on SBArecruiting.com. But when you break a high school national record, you're looking a whole lot more like a 5-star about now. But the thing about it is Sadie wasn't competing in that race. She was slated to run in a professional meet section that happened only a few minutes later. So by that point, she knew her high school record had been broken. So she simply went out and broke it. Again, running even faster than Allie. In case you were wondering, that is what greatness in track and field actually looks like. When an athlete goes out and runs fast, on command, in the one race that they actually need to run. Don't get me wrong, I am not crazy. I know how good Caitlyn Tuohy actually is. Her versatility between cross-country, indoor and outdoor track is almost unmatched by anybody we've ever seen, either before her or after her at the high school level. She then took her talents to NC State in Division I, where she helped them win multiple national championships for a team that had never won anything in cross-country, indoor, or outdoor track and field. So it only makes sense that the new distance queen at the high school level, Sadie Engelhardt, would choose to take her talent to NC State as well. The national rankings for the class of 2025 are going to be recalculated pretty soon. But I'm pretty sure I already know, without even checking the math, who's going to be in the number 1 spot. Sadie Engelhardt isn't really competing with high school runners anymore. So with one season of high school left to go, she might as well focus her attention on chasing the ghost of Caitlyn Tuohy, because apparently nobody else on the track can keep up with her anymore. SCA track and field gear is here. Fast is a lifestyle, and what you wear should reflect that. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop, or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.